Hello YouTube, Sharps 1874 here, and just something that you need to know about. In doing some reading this weekend, I picked up two interesting facts. One, 11 teens a day die because of distracted driving. In other words, they're texting or using their cell phones when they're not supposed to be using them, and there's a little over 4,000 deaths a year because of distracted driving. Now you can take that thought and look at the current unrest that our teens are putting on towards gun control. Anyway, let your mind wander a little bit and see the correlation. But the big thing is if the government presses to have a registry of firearms, why is that bad? Why is it bad for the government to have a list of everybody who owns a gun? Well, you may not have understood this, but the Fifth Amendment, the amendment which says you don't have to, you can not answer a question because of self-incrimination, that also applies to gun registration. A felon who is not legally able to possess a firearm would not have to sign up on any gun registration list because they don't have to incriminate themselves. They have a Fifth Amendment right not to be on a gun registration list. So the only people who would end up on that list would have to say, yep, I've got a gun, it's a registered gun, and I'm a licensed gun owner, are us legal, law-abiding citizens, those of us who are not the problem. The problem are two problems. The government is a problem, and the criminals are a problem. We all know about the criminals. Don't need to talk about that. But the government, if we add more gun control legislation, who's going to enforce it? The Parkland shooting. There were enough gun control measures in place that Mr. Cruz never should have been able to buy a gun. But because the government, the people we expect to enforce the rules and the laws, didn't do their job, he was able to buy a gun. The school board didn't want to have a tarnished record, as I understand it, and I may be wrong about this, but they maybe expunged his record or made it so all the details about his bad behavior was not readily available. I may be a little foggy on this. I apologize if I don't have that exactly right, but the gun control debate is going absolutely nuts right now. We need to have elected officials who are resolute and steadfast in their support of the Second Amendment, or we're going to go down the road of Australia and we'll say goodbye to our guns. And that's not something I want to see. So, I'm Sharps 1874, and I thought you might like to know my opinion.